Shriman Yogi, the number one Marathi bestseller for generation. Shivaji, the Great Maratha, written by Ranjit Desai, translated by Vikrant Pante. Shivaji, the Great Maratha. Ranjit Desai, 1928 to 1992, was born in Kolhapur district of Maharashtra. He was considered a large-hearted literature whose writing engaged the readers at the highest level of emotional dialogue. He started writing when he settled in Coward after his graduation. A writer of short stories, plays, and novels, Ranjit Desai received an award for his very first short story, Bhairav, published in the magazine Prasad in 1946. He published his short story collection Rope Mahal in 1958 and stepped into the world of novel with Bari in the same year. He received many awards, including the Maharashtra Rajya Award 1963 for Swami, the Hari Narayan Apte Award 1963 for Swami, the Sahitya Akademi Award 1964 for Swami, and the Maharashtra Gaurav Paraskar 1990. The Government of India gave him the Padma Shri in 1973. Vikrant Pante started translating from the Marathi with Ranjit Desai's classic novel Raja Navi, the story of India's most celebrated painter. He has since translated Milit Hokil's Shala, N.S. Inamtari's Rao, The Great Love, Story of Bajrao Mastani, and Shagesh Khan, The Life of Aurangzeb, a graduate of Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Vikrant worked in corporate sector for 25 years before shifting to the field of education, where he currently is a vice president with the Tamil Skill University at Vadodara. Vadodara. Shivaji, the Great Maratha. Ranjit Desai, translated from the Marathi by Vikrant Ponte. Cast of characters: Shivaji Bhosle, Shivaji's father; Jijabai, Shivaji's mother; Samboy, Shivaji's elder brother; Shoibai, Nimbalkar, who gave birth to Shampai for Shakulbai; Soyarabai, who gave birth to Rajram and one daughter, Putlabai. Like that, there are lot of relationships mentioned here. These people, how they are related with Shivaji Maharaj, all those are mentioned here. After that, some of the places and why it famous for, those are all mentioned here. Important dates and years are mentioned here. Now we are getting into the story. The village, actually not a story, it's a real incident. The village of Jana, at the base of the Shivneri fort, shone in the lustre of the setting sun. Shahaji and his younger son Sambai, along with a few horsemen, waited in a mango orchard a few kilometers away from Janu. Not a single leaf stirred. As they stood, as they stood, as they stood observing the road, the coolness of the night had not evolved the orchard yet. Not a soul was in sight, making Shivaji restless with every passing minute. Abba Shahid, Maha Shahid has arrived. Shivaji shouted, pointing across the road. They could see a few horsemen kicked up dust as they rode chill-coated against the slanting rays of the western sun. Soon the horseman
तेच
stopped, maintaining a
ते असे
respectable
बघतील
distance
हं
from Shivaji.
हे नाही असं तोंड उघडून असं
Jijabai
हं कुठं
tried
चाललं आपण हा
by the long ride, smiled weakly on seeing Sampabai as she dismounted. A
हां
maid gave her a
त्यांना आहे ना
helping hand.
ऐकायला कमी
Three
झालं
months
व्हायला लागले का काय
pregnant
मला समजत नाही
Chicaboy
माहिती आहे का
seems visibly exhausted. Her face was
ते तर आहे अरे
flushed
सोनी संघ
as
नॉर्मली
she
बाहेर गप्पा मारतात
wiped
तेव्हा
the
पण आवाज
sugar off
जातोच असं
her forehead.
पण
If I keep moving like this from one place to another, halting at various places, it won't be long before your father traps us, Shivaji snapped. I think you should carry on.
त्यांना
I
त्यांना
don't
आहे ते
think
मिस
I can
लावतात ना
bear the exhaustion of travel any
अच्छा
further. But leaving you
का
in
बरं
such a
अच्छा ते
state,
ह्याच्यावर
and
छापायचं आहे
that
का
too in a place
हां
like
हां
this,
हां हां
your
ते गणपती ते हे
kinsman
चालले ना आता काहीतरी कार्यक्रम आहे त्याचं
Vishwasro
छापायला
lives
असं
closely by. I can't rest there, but you need to take care of
हां
yourself. Shahaji Roje erupted with anger. This is all
हं.
your father's fault. What do you expect me to do? The enmity between the Jathos and the Poshale have been
हां
going on
म्हणजे
for
तुला इथे काम
years.
कर तू इथं थांब माहिती
You
आहे का पप्पा
probably
तू तुझं
think
रिटर्न झालेली
I am
तसं पण आता
only
भरपूर गोष्टी
continuing
घेतल्यात
the
तू
tradition.
2 गाड्या पण घेतल्यात ना
As
ठीक आहे
unfortunate incident
हां
many
ठीक आहे
years
बरं
back, a Sikmish in the court of the Nizam has left family members dead on both sides, but the Chalav held the
हां
Shivaji responsible for the death of their son. The marriage of
पण मी
Jijabai
सांगत नंतर
with
तिने काय म्हणते
Sarabai had exaggerated the same and reached a point where they were ready to kill each other. What do you want me to say? mumbled, Chi- mumbled
बघ आता
Chijabai. All right, I shall do as you wish. If your father cares about you, he will spare you, else he may take you away. It
काही
is
गरज
your
नाही भाऊ
future and your luck. I am not going to interfere or be argued.
त्याची गरजच नाही ना त्याच्या
Chicago
नादात
nodded while keeping her tears in cheek as she moved toward the waiting horseman.
नको विचारू ते
The
आपल्याला
news of
काय
Jigabai
तिच्यापासून आणले
arrived
एवढं
had reached
तिची
Junar.
लाडकी सासू आजी सासू
Vishwarao personally came to receive Jigabai and Shajabai, who
हां
spoke as he stepped into the Goriot. Vishwaru Vishwasro pardon me for
हां
troubling you. I had no other choice.
हां
Raje, it's my fortune to serve you. I will take care of Roni Shahib in the best possible manner I can. If I were not sure that
हां
we could not be here. Turning to Shababai,
हां हां
Shababai said, shall we or do you want to stay? Shababai Ratshe avoided his
हां
mother crash, mentally nodded his head, good, exclaiming a visible receiving Shakabai. Would it be not advisable for the younger one to stay back and join you after the danger abates a little? Shigabai asked. Vishwaru, did you hear that? I seems the young one is in the danger and not me. I did not mean that Jigobai restored. I am going to take Shampoo with me. He has a lot to do. I am leaving behind Krishna Hanumate Shankri Nila Shankrinila Sochpot Porte and a few other to look after you. And a few horsemen too. Once things are normal, we will bring you back. Until then, take care of your health. Jijabai hugged Shampoo when he tried to touch his mother's feet. He somehow managed to wrinkle himself out of her embrace and moved away. Jigabai was unable to speak, tried to capture the sight of her son in her eyes, but her tries blinded her. But the time she wiped them away, Shampaji had left the Haveli with Shahaji Raje. They did not turn back to look even once. The clattering of the horse hooves reverberated in Chigaboy's mind for a long time. It was nightfall and oil lamp burned in the few household in Chunar. The mashal near the temple flicked in the wind, and a deep slumber seemed to be enveloped the village. Suddenly, the entire village woke to the clipping sound of horse hooves humming, coming from all directions. Vishwarao had just finished eating and was relaxing on the swing in the courtyard. The weapon had on a wall. The weapon hang on a wall, were shining in the gold light of on the oil lamp. He stood up, hearing the sound of the hoofs, and turned to look at the open door when his god came running in. We have been ambushed. Lahuchira, Lakhujiro Jadhav has surrendered the village and is coming this way. What a time for him to arrive, remarked Vishwaro as he unshelled his sword and reached the door in four large steps to find Jakura Jav, Jakhujira Jadhav standing there with a sword clinking in his right hand. Lakurov faced snow with anger. Where is the Phosle? Khachura growled. First sheath your sword and come inside. Vishwara replied calmly, get out of my way. Chaku, Jakujira shouted again, gentlemen, do not enter other homes with naked shout in their hands. Vishwara said, maintain his composure. Lakuja stood his ground, his white sideburn clinched with the sword. He repeated, where is Bosley? He is not here. Must be hiding there, I suppose. The Bosley have not produced any offspring who hide. Then maybe they have produced those who run away. Lucky Row reported scattering. Enough of this chatura. This is the Bosley household and will not tolerate such insult. How? I am not requesting his bolt. I have my sword in my hand. Move away, he said, trying to move forward. Vishwara raised his sword as a warning. What daring! Exclaimed Lakuja Abba. Hearing a familiar voice, Lakuji lowered his shout to see Jekubai standing in the gra- courtyard. Vishwaro made way for him to enter, but Lakura was rooted on the spot as he stared at his daughter. Jill, how many memories were attached to that name? She was Lakhujira's darling daughter, the Lakshmi of Jadhav household. The day she married into Bosal family had been a dark and unfortunate one. Lakujira swerved fell from his hand as he moved aside in the trace his lip muttering softly, Jew, Abba Jibabi repute. As she rushed to hug her father, Vishwaro, touching Lakujira's feet, said, Mamaji, please forgive me. Vishwaros, there is nothing to forgive. In fact, I was quite impressed to see your courage. The Bose may not be courage one, but one of his relatives does seem to be a tiger. I am happy to see that. He laughed loudly, but realized that he was the only one laughing. He stopped suddenly, impressed by his own joke. He haggled Jijabai again and asked, my dear, are you well? What do you mean, well, father? Jigabai asked, her voice taking on edge. Jigabai looked at her father with anguish in her eyes, and sadness erupted in her as she continued. Your daughter is like Halti. Anyone can take a pinch and smudge in on another person's forehead. You seal your father's fate on the day of Holi. The dust of that halti is still floating in the air. Why floating in the air? Since when did Lakuji's daughter become a weak? If that Wosley cannot manage his wife, I am capture of take care of my daughter. If you care for your daughter so much, then why are you riding in the middle of the night? Had something happened and your daughter been without night, would you have been happy about? You have Jill's promise covering her mouth with his hand. Jakujira stopped her mind sentence and hugged her tightly. Don't drop me with your promise, G. Your blood is mine, but my allegiance is to George family, and Vanku is my destiny. I can only die for it. Daughter, you have my blessing. May you always remain happy married. Don't worry about your father. I will die. Don't cry for me. Jagubai could not stop her tears as she listened to her father. Jag- Lakujiro said, listen to me, just look around you. The whole province is suffering for famine. There is chaos everywhere and nobody cares about what happened to someone else. In such a situation, how can you stay alone? Come with me. Once things are stable, you may go wherever you wish. Chikubai shocked her head in disappointment. No, Abba, I may be a Jadhav daughter, but I am a partial daughter in law now. I cannot stay in father's house. If I come with you, I will insult the Bosley household. Lakujiro said exasperately, how can I leave my own daughter to her fate? My husband has abandoned you, and this father of yours should do nothing but watch silently. Don't say that, Abba. There is much that you can do. Tell me, my dear, what can I do? About take me to about take me to Shivneri. I will be fine there. I agree. I agree. I will make arrangement for the carriage tomorrow instead of suffering this humid weather here. It is better that you stay in the fort. Laghuchira said. The intention to do preciously that I have but one request. Vishwara said. Vishwasra said. I am your to command. I am yours to command. After all, my daughter is now part of your household. This may sound impotent, impotent, and I know you probably hate your own destiny. But I believe that this Jadhav Poshle enmity is gift for God. What do you mean about Jakhu Jira? If it were not from the enmity, you would not have stepped into our house. Wah, Vishwara, you have a way with word. I did like, I did still like to make a request. Yes, we could have honored if you and your shoulders died here. The shoulders have already eaten, as we were not sure how long we should be riding. At my age, I eat only once a day. Well, you may take care of the horses. I have already taken care of them, but this is a rare occasion for us and a privilege. Rani Shesha, please pursue your father. Jijabai hesitated. Aha. All right, Vishwara, it is quite late and I will not trouble you. Let us have a little bit of rice and milk. The kitchen burned brightly with the light of silver lamp. A curved wooden seat, a silver carved wooden seat was set for Lakuchira to sit on. As Lakuchira settled himself, Vishwara asked Jigabai to serve her father. Well played. Well played, Vishara. You know I cannot refuse my dear Jew anything. The pulao plates were bought for her Tessa. The pulao plate were brought forward as Jigobai lovingly served her father. Lakujira could not hold his tear back and said, "Serve me well, my dear. In this climate of hectic hasty and the rushing of politics, I am not sure when I will have the pleasant pleasure of meal drink being served with such a with such care again." The entire kitchen glowed with happiness while everyone enjoying their meal.